Hello, my name is Caden, and I hate to make this video today because something terrible happened that was really unexpected. Um, I was driving to go get a pizza, and I turned out onto a road and began to accelerate. Nothing crazy or anything, just getting up to speed, and the engine violently shut off, and I had to coast into a parking lot. Come to find out, spinning the engine over, the engine threw itself out of time. Like it's really bad. I'll post a little few second clip it there so you can listen. I've got this front rocker cover off because I was spinning the engine over by hand to see how many see if I have any movement out of some cylinders, and well, this is what I've got. Just watch the movement as I turn the engine over. You're gonna have to bear with me just a little bit to get it lined up. I think you guys get the point. Notice that cylinder 5 is just completely dead. I have 1, 3, but I don't have 5. Can't say the same for the others. Another thing I had done is I took my cam sensor out and I put my finger in the hole while spinning the engine over, and the timing set is intact. The timing set's intact and it's tight and it doesn't slip or anything. So that tells me the only possible way that this could happen, where I have a dead cylinder and the whole engine's out of time like that, broken camshaft, which means the engine is toast. I hate to say it, but this legendary 3800 is kicked the bucket. Well, it's been a little while now. The car's been sitting. I've kind of been thinking about what to do with it. I was a little unmotivated to do anything with it at first because I was pretty upset that the engine went down on it. And yes, by the way, don't tell me there's broken push rods or lifters and stuff. I pulled the other rear cover off of it, and the other cylinder 6 was also dead. The camshaft is broken in the engine. End of story. So anyway, what do I do with this thing? Well, I kind of have it figured out a little bit. This may be a familiar sight for some, but not for everyone. So what I've done here, if you can't guess, well, I'm getting ready to pull the engine out of it. So I've done quite a lot. Unfortunately, I didn't really film a lot of this because I got to learn as I go as well. But and I had to take this damn crossover and rear exhaust manifold off because one of the bolts for my pipe down there wouldn't come out, the rear exhaust manifold, so I have to leave that detached while I pull the engine. Then I'll have to cut it out later, which is why the exhaust is hanging out the back of the car, held up by jack stands on the muffler. But essentially, I've pretty much got everything out of the way. The only thing I worry about a little bit is that oil filter housing, but it is removable if I gotta, as well as this harmonic balancer and stuff. Wire and harness, fold out the way. These fuel lines I can bungee cord out the way or just remove from under the car, but it's kind of hard to get under the car when it's parked against the curb, facing the wrong way. Not my choice, but had to be that way. So just gotta move some of these out the way, bungee cord some stuff out the way, remove the hood, unbolt the bell housing, and then we'll be ready to slide it over and lift it up out of the car. It's not ideal to really do these through the top, but it's definitely doable. The only, like I said, worst case scenario is I have to unbolt that oil filter housing to clear the frame rail on this side because it's got to slide over a little bit to get off the shaft for the transmission. But anyway, I'm rambling here. This is where I'm at with all my mess. So I've got lots of pieces inside the car here. I think maybe today or sometime soon I'm gonna get these sunshades back in the window, but I'm gonna go get a cover for it here eventually so that people can not complain about it, hopefully. Essentially, the goal is to find a used engine for this thing, and just throw it in. The car's not clean enough for me to really want to do anything crazy with it. I'm not that inclined to do a Series 2 supercharge or an L67 swap. I'm not inclined to do that with all the electronics and with the money and the cost, and I'd have to pull the transmission too, probably customize the suspension. I just am not going to go that route because I just can't do it, guys. I'm sorry. So what I have done is I found a new engine about 3 hours south of me, and I'm probably gonna go pick that up and drop that in this car. I have ordered an engine cherry picker and an engine stand. Thanks to some benefits from my job, I'm able to save some money on those items, but we'll get this underway here soon, and I'll film a little bit of the process as I go. And how will I haul this engine, you ask? Well, I believe all you need is a Buick LeSabre Custom in a trunk that isn't full of bodies yet. And I think should be able to get the job done with a couple straps holding it in the back of that thing. I actually did take some tape measurements, and it's looking pretty good as far as fitment goes. Worst case, I pull intake and exhaust manifolds to make it a little smaller, which wouldn't be that hard to do when it's out the car. But yeah, that is the plans right now for the Oldsmobile 98. But if anyone has any advice or just tips or stories they want to share about any horror stories with their C-Body or Oldsmobile 98 of any other year, maybe a terrible 3800 story, I'd be happy to read through some comments and go through them, because this is kind of a one in a million. It really just doesn't happen, and this car was really, really rough when I bought it. If some of y'all have been following for a long time, you'll know that the front end of this car was absolutely destroyed at one point. So it's come a long way from where it is. So with that said, the amount of work I've put into it, I will probably just continue to do so, because hell, I've looked into it. Newer car, still not as affordable as throwing a used engine in this car. So anyway, that's going to be the update with this thing for now. Like I said, any stories, share them down in the comments. And thanks for watching.